An outraged RNC now says they've suspended their partnership with NBC News for the February Republican debate that was scheduled to be in Houston because of the CNBC moderators' handling of the third GOP debate. With me now is someone who knows a little about being behind one of those podiums, 2012 GOP primary presidential candidate and businessman Herman Cain. Good evening.
Good evening, Judge. Thank you for having me on.
Good to have you on. All right. RNC Chairman Reince Priebus said the GOP candidates would not take part in the NBC-hosted presidential debate, although he did leave the door open. Do you think he would have done this without the candidates' approval?
No, he would not have. And the good news that came out of that last debate is, first, the candidates won and the moderators lost. And I'm glad to see that Chairman Reince Priebus did something to say that we're not going to take the blatant liberal bias that they displayed in that debate the other night. So I applaud the move that he made. But bigger than that, Judge, one of the positives that came out of this is the blatant bias of the liberal media. Yeah. And secondly, the candidates were able to get in some substance to the American people, but they had to dig for it in order to be able to see it.
And you think that it will happen? What do you think that Reince has to do to make sure, or to give himself, the confidence that this is going to be a fair debate?
Allow the RNC and the candidates to approve of who the moderators are.
Interesting.
We knew going in that this particular group of moderators, they were going to take shots at these candidates. When the first question was, what is your greatest weakness? That said that they're liberal. Why didn't they ask, what is your greatest strength? And pivot from that. No, they started off with the negative because they were trying to embarrass these candidates, catch them off guard, and it didn't work. It backfired. So I believe that, yes, I believe that some approval of the moderators on the part of the RNC and the candidates should be a factor in determining the next debate.
I didn't get the sense that even the moderators had any idea of what the rules were, but I'm not going to waste time on that. Now, polls show that Ben Carson is now in the lead in Iowa. He's beating Trump. Can Trump get back on top? And why do you think that Ben is leading Trump now?
I believe Ben is leading Trump now because he's kind of like the little engine that could. He's like the tortoise and the hare. He is the tortoise that's slowly moving up when people start listening to what he says and not how he says it. Trump can regain the lead, but he's going to have to be more focused on substance and not criticism in order to regain it. I don't think Trump is in trouble. I just think that this illustrates that a presidential campaign is a long process and is still unfolding. That's what I think that this illustrates.
Is it over for Jeb Bush, Herman?
Judge, I think so, and here's why. He got off to a bad start because he was perceived as an establishment candidate when he tried to deny it. He got off to a bad start when he supported Common Core, and then he tried to change it. And now, as Donald Trump says, and I know a lot of people don't like the way that Donald Trump describe things, he is low energy. The American people is looking for a fighter, and they're looking for someone who's going to connect with Main Street USA. And Jeb Bush is not doing that right now.
All right. Herman Cain, always good to get your thoughts. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Judge. My pleasure.